MovieWeb.com.
So I wanted to begin by asking you with the film finally coming to Blu-ray and the extended cut as well as the original version. I was reading that the author, Bill Blady, had said that he thought it was a mistake for Friedkin to take out the footage that he did originally from the original version, and now it's been put back in the extended version. And Friedkin has even said that he thought that maybe he did make a mistake. I was curious what your opinion on that was.
I'm glad you asked that question. It's a great question. When Bill Blady wrote the novel, and then in the screenplay, of course, he wrote it. It was his idea. It's what he needed to do at that time in his life. Then you have Billy Friedkin, who as the director is going to have his point of view of it. When you film the movie, we certainly shot almost the entire novel. But there's only so much that you can put in a time period for a film. How long can you keep an audience captivated? How much is overkill? And that today, in any film, it doesn't matter who the director and the editors are, when it comes down to it, how long can you keep them? How much suspense and so on and so forth? And that's, do you give them an hour and a half? Do you give them 2 hours, 3 hours? What do you want to do? And so in Billy Friedkin's mind, he had it a certain way, really tight. Bill Blady had it another way, and he wanted the ending to be something, and maybe there's a different art form also in his mind that he had. So you have two people, and then Bill Friedkin had the right to make the final cut. So his version is the one that was released. Bill Blady just begged him and wished for this other version. So he got his wish, and now the audience can make their decision. And you know, and as years go on, as Billy Friedkin said, he said, you know, ego aside now, maybe Blady was right. So, you know, the audience, each one has something different. I think the young people like all the new technology and some of the stuff they can do with the computer-generated footage that they put in there now.
It's great to have both versions now on a set that people can see and, like you said, kind of make up their own opinion. Do you think that it helped a little bit to sort of the first version that came out, you know, have these sort of the shorter version or the tighter version, as you put it, so that audiences could really enjoy this and now have a chance to, I want more, let's see more of it. Yeah.
I think the first version is just, it's so tight and it's so fantastic, but everybody had heard about the spider walk, let's say, or some of the other things, the ending. What I love is that in this with the Blu-ray, how it shows why they couldn't use certain things, whether the sound was lost, but people get to see now how much we shot in Washington, D.C., and all of that footage is fantastic. I was enthralled watching it, going, oh, wow, you know, I remember, and that just showed what a normal kid Reagan was, and that what happens to her, I almost think that should have been in there. That was pretty incredible, and some of the dialogue, but it's all been lost now. Then you have, at the very end, where you have them talking about, Lee J. Cobb talking about film, because that was his thing. And I think that the spider walk, for some, is a little intense. And of course, they were able to add certain things. I don't want to give it away in the extended, the long version that you've never seen before. And some, you know, everybody has something that they like, but they'll be able to see all the reasons why. And they get to see how we did the makeup, how we did the head spin, how we did the technology. I know I was awestruck, and I know all of this, but I think that this is an incredible piece. And I think 37 years later, we'll clear a lot of myths and rumors about the whole project, and for me.
And then finally, I just want to ask you about shaping the character yourself, shaping Reagan when you were so young when you were playing the part, and in so many ways that role has really shaped your career and your life. Can you talk about creating that character?
Well, I didn't create the character. I didn't create the character. Bill Blady did. And years later I said, but Bill, why me? An innocent kid. And he goes, it had to be somebody. But what I got from Reagan and playing it and then going out and working with the press and traveling the world and seeing how it affected everyone and the controversy in the church and good and evil, we're still fighting that on this planet. And for many of you that do or don't know, I have my own foundation, the Linda Blair World Heart Foundation, for animal and human welfare. I couldn't have that without The Exorcist and the platform that it gave me. My goal is to make the world a better place while I'm here, and The Exorcist gives me that tool to speak to people, whereas maybe they mightn't be as interested in what I'm doing if it had been a different project. The Exorcist is still so controversial, and there's such great respect with it. So you have to look at the fact that we've all withstood the time, and we've withstood, and we all, I think, are good people that are associated with the film. It's just the best filmmakers and actors putting out the hardest work they could, and if everybody's just the best they can be in life and lend a hand to a friend in need. We need it in this day and age. Go visit my website, lindablairworldheart.org, and hopefully it'll make a difference. Join me in the fight to make the world a better place.
Our Father. It burns!
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
You'd like that?
Indeed.